that that was a mother synonymous.
Hello, loungies. Today we are getting into more messy TEA. I have my hashtag one fake hater badge of honor on. Let's go.
Now we got Blueface dad in the lounge. Okay? Blueface dad apparently put hands on drunk female at Blueface house and all type of stuff. Karlissa, y'all know Karlissa gonna defend her baby daddy and her son. So we're gonna get into it. Let's go.
Contractual obligation that he didn't follow, so he breached. He was supposed to wear a rain patch on his shorts. He didn't, and he's going to have to pay $100,000 for that. He breached another confidential, like he can't speak about anything, money, how much he got paid or whatnot. And we asked him to retract his statements, and he didn't. We gave him some time. We didn't want to do it. Now we're going to do it. So, yeah, we tried. We tried working with him and Whack, and they weren't really with it, and they didn't want to work with us. So, sucks. But, yeah, we tried. I literally wanted to pay him multiple times. You could ask Ack. Every fighter got paid after brand risk. Every fighter. Everybody's paid except him. Why? Because you can't go around saying that shit's rigged. There's actually...
Brother, if you believe in you, then put something up.
I can't bet. I can't bet on my own promotions. I'll get arrested. You see having all these NBA players, NFL, MLB players, bro. I can't do that. I don't want to get that.
Y'all be having some good excuses, man.
Okay. All right. So we've upped it. It's a 20, just to be clear, it's a 20K bet with me and Aiden. I am
I'm giving you half this, Chibu. I'm giving you half this, Chibu, so win this shit for us, bro. I'm giving you half of that.
Okay.
Whatever it is, I play with you.
At one point, wasn't sure if they wanted to pay me the full purse. I'm going back and forth with them. I'm like, hey, you guys gonna send the crypto, whatever? They respond. After a couple hours, they're like, hey, we're sending half, but we're currently reviewing the contract to decide if we feel like we are obligated to pay you the other half. So I'm looking at my phone like, what the? Because
Every fighter got paid after brand risk. Every fighter. Everybody's paid. Except him. Why? Because you can't go around saying that shit's rigged. And you can't not wear a rainback patch on your shorts when you contractually sign an obligation. And, yeah. You can't talk about how much you're paying or being paid. So, yeah, it sucks because, he's probably one of the worst people to ever work with when it comes to business ever. Allegedly, in my opinion, of course. That's my KPP. Bro, do you guys want to know what I made off brand risk? Bro, look at this shit, chat. $153,000 from brand risk stream for 4 hours. Insane. Swear to God, look. So if you do the math on that, right? Worth it for sure. If you do the math on that, 153 divided by 4 is like almost 40K.
So Aiden says, you're so unintelligent. All you had to do was retract what you said about shit being rigged, and you would have been paid in full. Take some accountability like a grown man you are. You lost. You breached your contract that you signed. That's nobody's fault but you. Do not sign and agree to a contract if you're going to breach out. That's how the law works, dummy. Everyone else got paid out quick, but you, because you breached. All you had to do was drop the tough guy act, retract what you said about shit being rigged, and you would have been paid in full. So he's just admitted that he did not pay Blueface paid in full because he said this shit about the rig situation. But then he turns around, keep talking about some, oh, you didn't put this patch on your thing, so that's $100,000. Like, which one is it? Which one is in a contract? Chow. Blueface says, never said how much I was paid. The excuses are becoming evident. I was never contracted to wear a patch. And even if I was fined the $100K, that's not even half of what's owed. Talking about retract my statement. Why would I do that if I was never compensated? Further proving my point. This was bad business from the opponent, changing a week before the fight, and my original opponent still on the event. That's true. They changed his opponent at the last minute, and they gave him big guy. SpongeBob pants don't care. No, let me stop. Okay. Looking for a way not to pay is not a good look. I'm gonna get mine regardless. Aiden says all he had to do was say something like, it wasn't rigged. Florida State Athletic Commission doesn't rig their fights. He could have kept his ego, tough guy, street guy act and said, freak Aiden, never working with Ben Strick again. I gave him 72 hours to fix this and he didn't. Blue for future business, do not sign a contract agreeing to deliverables and not following through. You're the firefighter and you're the first fighter in Brunswick history I've ever struggled paying. Yeah, because he's the only one that said it was rigged, huh? already admitted to the crime a week prior. I don't want to be investigated. You've been doing this, buddy. And then he says class action targets stake US Drake and Adin Ross for illegally gambling promotion. So these are the things that Blueface is putting out. Okay, and to me it seems a little bit more like more common sense on Blueface side, because like I said, Adin, he's just talking about this rig situation. That's all he worried about, his image. So I guess we're gonna see how this go.
The date, Adin said it. I wasn't gonna come out and say it. No, we have not been paid. This is you call your legal and you let them handle it and you be patient. You know what I'm saying? And then you see what comes of it. I'm waiting for legal to give me a right to put the contract up so you guys can read it for yourself. I have text messages of Adin asking me to ask Blueface to lie about certain things, and I denied it. I said, no, that ain't happening. I didn't even tell my client. I didn't even relay it to my client that this man wanted him to lie about certain things. Why he wants him to lie about certain things, I have no idea. I have zero idea. But for whatever reason, he wanted him to give an apology and say things like, I don't think Rainbet rigged the fight, when Blueface never once said, never uttered Rainbet or Brand Risk rigged anything. Actually, in 2 or 3 different clips, he gave shout out to Rainbet. But he isolated Adin and said, Adin, you.
Okay, so when it comes to Adin Ross and Blueface, okay, when Adin Ross speaks, he just seems like a liar. He just seems like the type of person that if he don't like something being said about him or his image or whatever, he will lie on the other person, and he just knows that he has that type of fan base, like that type of, like, I don't know. He just has that type of presence where he's like, okay, I know I got a lot of fans. I know they gonna eat this shit up. Let me just say this. Now, mind you, if there is a contract where there's something that Blueface did not do, right? Something that he did not abide by, then yeah, do what you gotta do. But every time he says something regarding Blueface, he always want to keep saying, you should not said it was rigged, or why you said it was rigged. Da 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 da. The rigged part is what really triggered Adin, in my opinion. Because y'all notice, every time he says something, write something about the Blueface situation, the rigged thing is in there. Why are you so pressed? If it wasn't rigged, why are you so pressed? There's no proof that it was rigged, right? So why are you going so hard? Along with everything else that Blueface posted. Yeah, because the stuff that Blueface posted about Adin and the money and everything else, like, oh, I can't bet. Ooh, and then you bet and going hard. Like, hard. Like, why you was going so hard for Chabu, whatever his goddamn name is. It just gives Adin his press. Like, Adin's more pressed than Blueface. But if Blueface didn't abide by his contract, then you gotta eat that shit up. You gotta deal with that shit for real. Because if he takes it to court and stuff like that, it's in the contract. You're automatically losing. If you don't abide what the contract says, you're automatically losing. Unless you got proof on your end of some shit. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Blueface already said that he was not gonna go back on Adin's boxing platform. He been said this right after Adin asked him when you have your next match. He said, I don't think I'm gonna be coming back because it was rigged. That's what he said. So either way it goes. All right, y'all. So now we have an update with Karina and Flo. We already spoke a little bit about it, but we about to get a little bit more into it. So let's go. This is my favorite filter. For anybody that is so mad about my filters. And for anybody else that's like, why is she laying down? Why is she always in the same spot? Because I can. I can make my content anywhere I want. I could be sitting on the toilet right now making content if I want to. And guess what? People still gonna watch it. So, and if you don't want to watch it, you can go. I could be laying in my bed comfortable. All I'm doing is speaking how I feel about shit, right? Well, I gotta be in a setting, a specific setting. I'm gonna be in whatever setting I want to be in.
When Karina by herself, Karina do not act like that. I put it on everything. Karina could go out with anybody that I be around, anybody that she be around, and she do not act like that. Every time she get with that little girl, she get the girl be trying to be like nobody know you, like nobody want to know you. No, but you don't even supposed to be around. If it wasn't for Karina, you wouldn't even be around. You feel what I'm saying? She always want to have attitudes and act a certain way, and like you're not even that for to be doing all that. If it wasn't for my baby mom, you wouldn't even be nowhere around. But long story short, y'all, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I'm gonna keep it all the way gangster.
Okay, so here, okay, he says, you still talking, itch? Shut up before I come and slap you next. Karina reposted this, okay? It's about her friend. Then Karina says, slap her next, Flo? Because remember, Flo said he didn't put hands on her. I think he just slammed her or something on the floor or something. Child.
If it wasn't for that little girl, Karina wouldn't be in half of the shit she in right now. She wouldn't be arguing with nobody. Then that shit wouldn't happen in the section. All that shit happened before me and Karina even got into it. She got into it with a nigga. They got into it with a female. And then that shit happened with us. So y'all just get into it with everybody. And then when it come to me, niggas won't go on the internet and post. Boom, her friend drops somebody location. So boom, we get to the B&B. And the niggas that I'm at the B&B with, they like, hey, she gotta leave. I'm like, who gotta leave? They're like, they gotta leave. I'm like, who, my baby mama? I'm like, nah, she good. They was like, nah, your baby mama good, but her friend gotta leave. I'm like, what happened? They like, oh, she dropped my partner location, bro. She
Okay, so if anybody is dropping anybody location, that is dangerous. And I mean, you putting yourself at risk at that point. So I suggest anybody out there, don't be leaking people locations. Okay, it seems like they was arguing though. That's what it seemed like it was about. Okay, we understand everybody went like, oh, that's my friend. I want to stick up for them. Grown ass people could stick up for themselves, especially if they put themselves in them situations. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to be friends with people and back off and mind your business. Because if not, then we don't need to be friends because I'm not going to be dragged into your bullshit.
I'm like, damn. So the whole time they getting into it and shit, she getting into it with them. She flashing out. I'm telling Karina like, hey, stay out there. That ain't your business. Stay out there. They got nothing to do with you. Oh, that's my friend. They ain't finna talk to her. Nigga, I'd be mad too. If my location where I lay my head at and I'm gonna be pissed off too. What you talking about? So I'm telling Karina like, ain't got nothing to do with you. Chill out. So me and her start getting into it. Cause like, you know the girl wrong. You can't drop nobody location and expect to pull up around 8 people. You feel what I'm saying? But like I say, everything happened because of that little girl.
Oh, you want somebody to miss you so bad, you are going crazy in the head. You keep saying I wanted something to work in my favor. That's not what I did it for, you dumb fuck. I did it so people could see the real you. The people who choose not to see it is just as dumb as you. And they add it to the list of dummies. It don't matter to me who don't believe me, who don't see it. None of that shit matters to me, nigga. All I know is I know the truth, God know the truth, and the people around me know the fucking truth, Flo. It don't matter who you can manipulate and narcissistically abuse into thinking that I'm tripping and I be with you and I be starting shit and I just be following you around doing. Please, anybody that's smart knows what's going on. You keep saying I wanted something to work in my favor. Nigga, my favor, nigga. I'm over that. I'm over anybody feeling sorry. I'm over all of that, nigga. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow as a person. You can stay the same little small little fuck you is, bro. I promise you, I don't care, Flo. Like, it does not bother me. Just stay farther away from me, bro. You can go to the club every night. You can party every night. You can drink every night. Like, you ain't got nothing wrong with you. Like, nothing wrong. People can support you and do whatever the fuck they want to do. That shit don't have nothing to do with me no more. I put it on my life. I do not care. Like, I'm the one that keeps bringing these problems. This is Flo. I don't know why everybody keeps trying to blame me for Flo's actions and Flo being crazy, but I cannot control that man, what he feels in his brain and how he acts. I can't control that. And if people feel like they don't want to be around me because of it, that's completely fine with me. I'm on a journey to just be to myself anyway, because there's so much weird stuff and weird intentions with people, and I don't care to be around people. So if people feel like that, all I have to say is stand on it forever. Like, when I come up out of this, when I come up out of the darkness of Flo, keep that same energy. That's all I have to say towards everybody. Because I promise you,
when I get out of darkness of Flo, so she's not there yet. So she's just basically saying, in my opinion, that she's still gonna go through what she wants to go through until she's out of that darkness, because she didn't say I am out of the darkness of Flo and y'all gonna eat y'all shit up and whatever. She said, when I do. Okay, so with this whole Karina and Flo situation, another toxic relationship, a pattern, not going nowhere no time soon, be prepared to hear more DV situations or worse from them. If she doesn't really remove herself, because it doesn't look like he wants to remove himself, it be like that. You get what I'm saying? The manipulator, the abusive man, Even though I'm pretty sure she has her toxic ways also, you would assume that a man would be a little bit more like masculine. I don't know. Child, but at the end of the day, Karina has to leave this man. I don't care if you have a kid or not. If that man don't care about your safety, then why would you trust that man? Those are the type of people you cannot trust because you just never know what they're capable of. If you could put your hands on me, harm me, hurt me like that, physically and stuff like that, oh, hell no. Yeah, I don't trust you around my kid. Call it what you want. Because I don't know if you're going to black out one day and try to hit or harm my child and me. No, not doing it. So, Karina, leave this man alone. Do what you got to do. Get him arrested, restraining order. Do what the hell you got to do. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You could keep coming on the internet, showing your bruises and your goddamn blood and your glued up chin or whatever you want to show us. But guess what? People are not going to care because at the end of the day, you're still going back to that man. All people going to do is give opinions. That's it, and that is all. And then Flo, on top of that, he just gives sassy. He just gives that. It's just like he's not going to take accountability. Okay, real accountability. He gonna give y'all that fake accountability because he wants to be around you again to repeatedly abuse you. Try to control you and do all of the things. Now, it's two different stories. He basically making it seem as if her friend AJ started everything. She's not the type of person that she should be around. And she get herself because of AJ. She get herself into things because of AJ. And that's the reason why this whole thing started type shit. And Karina saying, you, sir, was trying to go through my phone. It was assuming shit. And it just wasn't that. All right, y'all. So now we have Blueface's dad. Okay, seems like he is shoving a drunk female at Blueface house, and people is in an uproar. Okay, so we about to get into it, and Karlissa chimes in.
You're a nigga. That you ain't doing. Why are we being put? Hey, no, you're a nigga. That you ain't doing. Relax. Fuck out of here. What happened? Relax. Wait, what happened? Relax. Relax. Please. What happened? Fucking relax over here. Oh, you're actually, relax, bro.
The parents called me, the young lady that was there, and we spoke, and it was just a little over drinking. Little girl's gone wild. She did a little, I guess she had her party before she got there, and she just went a little girl's gone wild. But the parents called me and they apologized, and Jonathan's daddy is there to make sure that there is absolutely no moving wrong or moving too fast or any of that. So he was just doing his job to try to stop her. It was just a little girl's gone wild. But I wanted to say shout out to the parents for getting my phone number and calling me and apologizing on behalf of their daughter, knowing that everything that's going on the internet. And I really do appreciate that because that could have went a whole different way. But back in the day, the parents used to do that all the time. If I was up, somebody would call my grandma on the other side of town and tell her.
My question is, are those kids at Blueface house? Because if they're grown-ass women, why is the parents reaching out, apologizing for their kids? If those are grown-ass women, they're grown-ass women. They can handle themselves. Like, I just don't understand. Karlissa was making it seem as if those were little kids or something. I don't know. I'm just kind of confused. I mean, it's good that, everything was not, dragged out or went somewhere that it, didn't have to go. But yeah, sometimes if y'all not drinkers or y'all don't know y'all limit, just don't drink because y'all put yourselves and other people in a whole bunch of unnecessary shit. Okay? Like it just don't look cute. Then it's embarrassing for grown ass women to have their parents reach out to another parent about you and you're grown. Like that, I just can't understand that. Oh, child, embarrassing. But, Karlissa is, she gonna speak up when it comes to her family and shit like that, as she should, okay? Anybody can speak out when it comes to them and theirs. house. Okay, it just is what it is. But how do y'all feel about that?
So shout out to the parents for calling me this morning and apologizing on behalf of their daughter having too much to drink. Jonathan Daddy is just there to make sure that nobody is moving, doing too much. And if you're being a little aggressive, you know what I'm saying? His job is to put you out that house. So shout out to my baby daddy for being on point, because if Jonathan would have had to stop her from being aggressive, that would have been looked at a whole nother way. So shout out to the parents for calling, and we handled it. Those are some nice young ladies. They just had a little too much to drink. I know the parents know me, so everything is good. Copacetic. You'll probably see those young ladies hanging out again, just not hanging out under the influence. But shout out to the mothers who still pick up the phone and try to sort things out, you know, because that's what I'm gonna do from now on too. I'm gonna call somebody mama. They need at least one security. Well, the dad is supposed to be the security. If your dad there, you would think that, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Blue for, you know, not doing liquor and staying focused and making sure the ladies got home safe, didn't let them drive, got him an Uber, total gentleman. I'm so proud of him trying his best to be on his best. You know what I'm saying? So the mom will take her when they get back from their little vacation to pick up her car and everything copacetic. We know girls going wild. We all been young before. We all been there. So shout out to the parents. She got good parents. She's got a little tipsy. And Jonathan Daddy don't know who's who or what's what. So he's trying to evacuate anybody, any threat, anything as quickly and effectively as possible. So shout out to the baby daddy for being on point. Papa Blue looked drunk. He probably was angry. It was a lot that went on that y'all didn't get to see on the cameras. Y'all didn't get to see some of the stuff that happened like outside and before that, and the other young ladies. Y'all didn't get to see everything. So at this point, he probably was frustrated because nobody wants to bring drama to their own child's house.
Okay, so one thing Blueface needs to do is treat his home like that's his piece. You know? His home should be where he should be comfortable, relaxing, not having it look like a trap house, having whole houses and all type of, it looked like a goddamn club in there. Like, why would you... Blueface, you have to grow up sometimes. We understand you stream and stuff like that. It's okay to have 1 or 2 people, 3 people to max or whatever on the stream with you, whatever. But you have a whole house full of people as if you're doing a show again. Remember with Blue Girls Club? Nothing but females, chaos, and everything else. If that's the route he going, okay. But when you have settings like this, and you have these females in one room, you know how that gets. They're going to get drunk. They're going to fight. They're going to do this. It's in competition. It's always something. You get what I'm saying? Blueface dad, I don't know prior what happened. I don't know if she hit him. I don't know what, or if he really was just trying to break it up. Okay. But a lot of people was coming at him, talking about somehow he's sassy and how he do powder and all type of drugs. And it's obvious that he would hit a female and stuff like that. He pushed her. Clearly, the men have to do something. That's Blueface's house. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't blame it on the alcohol all the time. Y'all gotta understand how to, learn what your limit is. If there are men in the house and there's a whole bunch of females and stuff like that in the house fighting and stuff, they have to break it up however they're gonna break it up. And then after that, I feel like Blueface should have kicked everybody out. Because that's a disrespect. Why are you disrespecting my house? But Blueface is on a whole different, immature, he still got that mentality like he's a pimp or some shit. I don't know. I think he's back in a Blue Girls era. And he shoved her. I don't know if she was holding him but it looked like he had to shove her. It looked like she was holding him or something. I don't know. And he just pushed her off of him or something. That's what it looked like. I don't know. But we didn't see him punch her. We didn't see him kicking her out and all this other stuff. He pushed her. Please. Okay? How else was the man gonna stop the girls? Can't hold them back. They were doing too much. They probably gonna fight your ass.
Hey, my loungies, this video is a wrap. Everything is alleged and not personal. It's not that serious. Oh yeah, make sure to subscribe.
Lately I've been in my bag, but told me don't take my foot off the gas. They give you an inch, gonna take you a mile. I'ma shoot by myself like a 10 for 5. City to city.